3 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few wide receivers I have as sleeper options this week. The first guy, Watkins of the Philadelphia Eagles. So Watkins last week, he had a long one to the end zone, over 60 yards for the touchdown. And we've seen it over the last couple seasons where there's a couple times Jalen Hurts will look deep down the field and you just see Watkins right behind the whole secondary, and he takes it to the house. So week 1 at Detroit, in that one, he didn't have any targets. And then week 2 versus the Vikings, 2 targets, caught them both for 2 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. So right here, week 3, a divisional matchup at the Washington Commanders. And this ball game, I could see for some reason being a decent high-scoring game between these two NFC East rivals here. And Quez Watkins, it wouldn't be surprising to me if he catches a 40 or 50-yard touchdown in this one. If you're in a big pinch for a desperation play, Watkins is a guy that's available 99% of fantasy leagues, and he's a sleeper this week. The next guy is Breshad Perriman of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Breshad Perriman back on the radar a little bit this week in fantasy football, even though he's available in 98% of leagues. But right now, it looks like the top 3 receivers are going to be out once again for this Buc team. Mike Evans, he suspended 1 ball game after fighting with Marshawn Lattimore last week's game. Julio Jones, he's banged up with the knee injury. He didn't practice once again. And Chris Godwin with a hamstring injury didn't practice as well. So right now, not looking good here heading into the afternoon Friday here, that those guys haven't practiced Wednesday and Thursday. So Perriman might be the number 1 wide receiver with Russell Gage. And last week, he caught a nice touchdown from Tom Brady in the back of the end zone. 3 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown on 5 targets. And like I said, he's going to be operating as the number 1 and 2 guy if Russell Gage plays. He was limited in practice as well, and they signed Cole Beasley early in the week. So right here, just on volume alone, Perriman could be a decent sleeper option. Available in 98% of fantasy leagues, and he has Tom Brady throwing to him. And we even saw a few seasons ago, he was big with this Buc team at the end of Jameis Winston's run the last few weeks of the season. And the third and final wide receiver I have as a sleeper option this week is Sterling Shepard of the New York Giants. Another guy you want to talk about volume. The first 2 weeks of the season here, Shepard seen 14 targets. Week 1 at Tennessee, 2 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown. And week 2 at Carolina, I know the stats weren't great, 6 catches, 34 yards, but 10 targets is a big number. And right here, week 3 versus the Dallas Cowboys, I think this Dallas Cowboys defense's game plan is going to be stop Saquon Barkley for the most part, if they can, and then try to make Daniel Jones beat him in the passing game. And even in this one, you could see Dallas maybe get off to an early lead where the Giants got to throw. And to be honest here, this Giant team and their new regime, they don't like Kadarius Toney, obviously, and Kenny Golladay have been barely playing. So Sterling Shepard, they like a lot so far. He's starting, he's getting opportunities, and he's a guy who wouldn't be surprising to me if he gets 50, 60 yards in this one and can find the end zone. And he's available in 82% of fantasy leagues. So that's a few wide receivers I have as sleepers here for week 3 of the fantasy football season.